transmission.
Hello, ceiling.
I don't even do that. It just I stand up and fucking knock the thing.
There's Cupcake.
Hello and welcome once again to the super happy fun Jabbertron Tea Party podcast with Kiki and Cupcake, Ceylon tea, which happens to be one of Kiki's favorite kinds of tea, hails from Sri Lanka and accounts for 2% of its GDP. Now that you've learned something, on with the show.
I don't even have words for Inuyasha. It's the final season. Nothing happens. Nothing. I'm on the last episode. Nothing has happened.
That's the show. Nothing happens.
It's fucking horrifying. Nothing happens. Nothing fucking happens. Oh my god. I'm gonna have to rewatch the final 2 episodes again because I'm somewhere in the last 15 minutes and I don't think I fell asleep for 10 minutes because I was awake. I was awake when it was I was looking at the clock and it was almost 9:30 and I was like, oh shit, I'm not gonna finish this in time. And then I fucking passed out. I thought I don't even know what happened. I all of a sudden was just fucking out cold.
You have never sounded so Minnesotan, except for right there.
What?
Just the way you said happen.
That's funny. Oh my god.
You poor thing.
I would go get a cup of coffee, but oh Jesus Christ. That was random as hell. I was completely awake. I was wham! The show is that fucking boring. Oh my god. And my friends who have watched the final act tell me that it's actually worth watching. More happens in the first 3 episodes of that than happened in the last 3 seasons. I was like, oh, you're kidding me. He's like, no. He's like, they pretty much took the last 30 chapters of the manga and condensed it down to 26 episodes. I'm like, wow.
So they did what they should have been doing the entire time.
Right. It's kind of like when they redid Dragon Ball and it went from being 400 episodes to being 150 episodes. It's yeah, that's about right. But yeah, so as far as I can tell, from what the 10 minutes I was asleep for, I didn't miss much. I have to rewatch the last 30 minutes of whatever I'm watching, and nothing. What a colossal waste of my time. I'm glad that I'm finally done with it, but Jesus Christ.
Well, clearly you had to watch it because you bought it.
Right. Well, it was one of those things where it's it's just I watched all of Ranma 1/2. It was pretty dumb, too. Say Rumiko Takashi, or I think that's her name. All the things that they've adapted are like this, where they just go nowhere.
Rumiko Takahashi.
Okay. I was close. I was missing the Hashi part. But yeah, good God. But yeah, I don't know. Oh my God. It's 7 seasons, 400 episodes, and nothing happens. I mean, the first season's actually not half bad. When they're all slowly meeting up and the groups coming together, that was kind of cool. But then nothing happens for stretches of episodes. They don't do anything.
Is there a lot of shouting Inuyasha and Kagome?
No, not really. all that I took away from the final season, the final OG season, because obviously final act is the final season, is there's a lot of the same posturing they've been doing all along. Inuyasha doesn't know if he's in love with Kagome or Kikyo more. And the fact that they're both alive means that he can't decide which one he'd rather fuck. And it's like, you fuck the live one, stupid. The other one's a fucking ghost made of clay. Like, this isn't a question anymore. Kikyo has been dead for over 100 years. Yes, somebody inserted her soul into a doll made of clay. We get that. But she's literally falling apart. She's never going to love you. Stay with the live girl. That isn't even a question. The fact that your feelings for the long dead priestess are that strong that you can't make a decision just means you're an idiot. There's a thing near the end where they run into one of the girls that Moroku was chasing like years ago, because at this point he's like confessed his love to Sango and like they're kind of going out, quote unquote. But like she gets all like butthurt because he may have had an affair with this lady, and it's like, you should be past this by now. The fact that you question his intentions after all this time is idiotic. You people act like 15-year-olds. You're grown-ass adults. Okay, well, one of you is a demon, but you get what I mean. This is the kind of shit that makes my head implode. I don't know if he really loves me. He fucked this other girl years ago. Who cares? And then at the very end of the episode, she fucking comes clean and tells the two of them, I lied about having an affair with Moroku. I did it so this demon wouldn't take me as his bride because he wanted a virgin. No shit!
Well, alright then.
I watched 20 episodes in one day, and nothing happened.
Oh, poor Cupcake.
I could have been watching something interesting. Instead, I watched this because I'm a masochist. I've never come closer to putting a fucking bullet in my head. Oh my god, this show is stupid!
So, you've heard it here. Inuyasha is stupid. I think we've said that before, but it's pretty much the nail in the coffin.
Like, every time somebody tells me it's like their favorite series, I'm just like, why? What do you see in it? Have you watched it recently? To be fair, I've said this about a lot of long-running shows or older shows that people are like, that was the greatest show ever. I'm like, have you watched it recently? I mean, like, one of our online friends decided they were gonna watch Utena with their spouse, and I literally warned them, it's kinda fucky. Like, what do you mean it's kinda fucky? I'm like, you'll see. You gotta take it with a grain of salt. The dude, I'm like, have you seen Yorikumi Arashi? And they're like, yeah. I'm like, same guy! Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm actually rewatching that myself right now.
Oh, I know, that's why I'm bringing it up, because you mentioned it.
Yeah.
I was like, like, if you've seen Yuma, Yuma Kurirashi, like, it's pretty much similar mind fuckery.
Mm-hmm. It still holds up so far. I'm only 7 episodes in. There are some animation issues every now and then, but it's a bit on the older side.
Right. Well, I mean, it's like from, like, what, the late 90s at this point?
I mean, for the most part, it's still, you know, pretty gorgeous. Especially in the backgrounds.
Right.
And heavily stylized, just like I remembered.
Right.
So I'm not looking at it through rose-tinted glasses.
No.
So I'm still digging it.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I liked it enough to buy the Ultimate Collector's Edition, which is still sitting on my shelf.
I just have a thing for shows that are just up their own asses.
I wish I had a funny comment, but I can't think of another show that's so far up its own ass that you'd like it. Like, that would have been the perfect time to make some smart-ass comment. I can't think of another show that's that... I mean, okay, I can think of another series that's that up its own ass, but if I did, everyone would lynch me.
Come on. I wouldn't lynch you.
Neon Justice Evangelion!
Oh, I love that it's so far up its own ass.
Oh my god! The Tree of Sephiroth! Do an instrumentality! Oh, shut up and get in the robot, Shinji. And I quote, Spike Spencer, the voice of Shinji in English, literally goes, "Why is my character such a whip?" And I quote, he was responded to with, "Because it wouldn't be NGE if he wasn't."
Yep.
To which I rebutted, having it being my second anime of all time that I watched, it wouldn't be nearly as interesting if they didn't make the guy who's pretty clearly a pacifist fight.
Yeah.
Like, it'd be a completely different show if he was raring to go.
Yeah, it would be just your generic action-packed anime if he was raring to go.
Like, mind you, I haven't even seen the movies. Like, I own them. I haven't watched them yet. But, yeah. I did also watch the anime My Girlfriend is a Gal. Or My First Girlfriend is a Gal. That's the important part. And almost stopped watching it. Why? Because one of his sleazy buddies makes the comment, "I wish a girl would leave a love letter in my locker, hopefully scrawled in crayon." And the only reason I kept watching after that point was everybody looked at him the same way I looked at him, which was, what the hell is wrong with you? I actually liked the show.
Okay.
Believe it or not, there is a moral to the story, which is his transformation from a beta dude bro into an actually full-fledged human being who doesn't see the girl that he jokingly asked out as a fine piece of ass. Even though he does state that as one of the reasons why he originally asked her out. Excuse me. There's a whole transformation about him seeing people for more than their superficial appearances, and him and actually all of his friends coming to terms with the fact that they're... I wrote it down. Hang on a second. I gotta pull it up. Because I wrote a review for somebody because they want to know what I thought of it. And I had to look it up because the way he describes himself, I couldn't even remember off the top of my head. Alright, hang on a second. There it is. Okay. As a virgin, pervert, outcast, dude bro. Literal poster boys for the modern incel red pill warrior joked about on the internet. lowest levels of human scum to every woman that they meet. I can't make this shit up. I just watch it. I have to admit, the show was cringy as fuck the first couple episodes. Like, I'm a pretty laid-back dude. Even I was going like, oh my god. What the hell am I watching? Why is this dude so horrifyingly terrible of a person? Like, if this was a real person, I would sit them down and just be like, the reason why women don't want to talk to you is you're sleazy as fuck. Like, if you could drop, like, the whole, like, hanging out with dudes that talk about women like pieces of meat loudly in a classroom, you might actually be able to talk to the other sex and they wouldn't run away from you. Like, I'm not making any judgment calls, but, like, they, like, revel in the fact that women don't want to talk to them and they're also upset about it. But it's like, they're horrifying people. Like, women don't want to talk to you because you literally objectify them in every waking moment of your life. Like, why do you think they don't want to talk to you? You're not supposed to say loudly with great passion, look at the cans of that one. Man, I wish I could motorboat her.
So,
That's a real, I swear to you, that's a, like, I paraphrased a little bit, but that's one of the lines from, like, the first episode, when they're talking about being sexless virgins. I'm like, dude, what is wrong with you? Oh my god! Like, I'm not judging people, really, but, like, don't talk like that and then act surprised that people don't want to talk to you. Like, and as soon as the main character, Junichi, like this whole thing about him, like, they pull this prank and he ends up asking the pretty gal girl in his classroom out, who, might I add, finds him disgusting because of the exact same things I just stated. She sees just this, like, tiny little glimmer that he's actually a normal human being behind it all. And somehow he slowly but surely, by hanging out with her, like, shakes off all of these behaviors. And little by little, the rest of his classmates come around to the fact that maybe, just maybe, he's not as big of a sleazeball as his three friends. Might I add, the lolly pedophile never really comes around.
oh.
Kind of does, but not really. There's kind of this thing of him admitting that it's not a healthy fascination and trying to channel his interest into healthier avenues of his fascination. There's a really weird moment when he talks about being like a kindergarten teacher, and I just kind of like went like, oh, that's not funny, that's just sad. And he does it in like a completely non-sexualized way. Like, initially it's very overtly creepy. One of his classmates, is best described as short, like very short, like just over 5 feet tall, with gigantic tits. And when he's walked to school one day, one of the episodes with her, his pedo buddy thinks that she's a grade schooler and like turns into a drooling maniac for about 30 seconds before she turns around and reminds him that she goes to school with him. In fact, she's in the same classroom with him. He's like, oh, right, yeah, I'm not into old hags. And then walks away, and I'm just like, you're a horrible person. You are literally all the things that are wrong with humanity right there.
Wow.
right? Like, if you can stomach that, like, it's a great show about one of these dudes, like, actually kind of, like, coming out of that and becoming an actual, like, normal? I'm not even gonna call him, like, heroic, because he doesn't even try to describe himself as heroic. But, like, the main character really comes around from going out with this gal girl. Yukata? No, not Yukata. Yukata. I'm sorry. Yukata. That's the main girl that he's going out with. And she's, like, an actual, like, legitimate, like, super awesome human being. She treats everybody really nice. She's never cruel to anybody. She tries to keep her, you know, like, her negative emotions in check. Like, she's good for him. And it's kind of shocking how just absolutely cruel. Like, I'm not trying to make any judgment calls about society, but the male characters in this are really not nice. Like, not just to women, but just in general, are not nice people. They're most of their aggression goes towards women, which is like, I don't understand how you could be that hate-filled against something that you like so much. Like, obviously going into the whole objectifying them, like, 100% of the time, but, like, oh my god, they say some truly horrifying, like, when you actually stop and, like, take the comedy away for a second, some of the shit that his friends say to women in that show are, like, on the level with stuff that I can't, like, I've heard people in real life say, but, like, oh my god. Like I said, like, the example of his friend, who he's known since they were little kids, his buddy, like, thinks she's a grade schooler, drools like a raving maniac, and then when he finds out that's one of his classmates, he's like, oh, I don't deal with old hags, and walks away, and it's like, wow! Wow! Oh my god, you went from one extreme of objectifying a human being to the other in the same breath! Holy shit! I'm only picking on that comment because that dude, that character, like, when they talk about being pawn scum, that dude is an irredeemable monster. His other two, there's three buddies. And by far, Junichi, the main character, is, like, the least terrible of them. But his pedo buddy is, like, of the other two are kind of redeemable in the fact that they have quirks that make them unlikable, but they get over them by interacting with Yukana and her gal friends. They come to terms with the things that make them unlikable or make them repulsive, or however you want to cut that, and try to deal with the things that have made them unlikable to their classmates, and kind of grow a little bit. But the pedo dude just kind of stays the same. And it I hate to be that hard on a fictional character, but oh my god! Oh my god, I didn't think they would ever write a character that irrehensibly horrible.
Clearly you can't save everyone?
What's up?
Clearly you can't save everyone?
No, yeah, I'm not, like... It's just kind of like... He's never written as a bad person or a bad character, but the way he acts, like... I guess as somebody who has to... Ooh, that's the word I want. Present? No. Act? No. Conduct. As someone who has to conduct himself as an adult in public, it's, well, understandable that it's a fictional character. It's shocking that somebody found it within themselves to create a caricature. I don't even know if caricature is the right term, of a person that is that horrible without being a villain. He's not portrayed as a bad guy, but he's a horrible person. I don't say that very often about characters in a slice of life harem anime, but he is not a nice person, but he's not a villain. He's not portrayed as a bad guy in the writing, but he's not a good person. And I'm just kind of stuck on that. Like, they wrote a character whose entire person is horrifying. He's literally not. He's comedic relief. I get that, but he's not. His person is not cartoonish at the same time. Like, I understand it's a cartoon, it's an anime, but like, they don't write him as a Looney Tune. He's a two-dimensional cutout that is also horrible in the sense that he's not. They're playing parts. They're playing parts of humanity that we don't like often in a. Trying to play parts of him we don't like off in a funny manner, but it just comes off as absolutely horrifying personal traits that it's not shocking that nobody wants to talk to him, but oh god, I'm sorry. Oof. My throat is so dry. It's just like I can't get beyond it. I'm just like completely in awe of this character. Like, I've never seen this. Like, there are plenty of perverts in anime, but this was taken to a level that was just like, it's supposed to be funny. It's not really funny. It's just kind of horrifying.
Yeah, I think I'll stay away from it then.
And to put it in context, this is coming from somebody that laughs at some pretty horrifying jokes. Like, even I kind of, like, after, like, the third, like, jab at him being into lollies, I was like, this isn't funny. Like, nobody, like, okay. The anime angelic layer has Ichan, who's the creator of, like, all of Clamp's robots in the real world universe. He's portrayed to some extent as being one of those kind of people, but it's much less sexualized. I think because it's written by women, and so it comes off very funny because he's like, they constantly suggest that he's into little girls, but like when it finally comes out, it's that he wants to run like a ballet school or something like that. Like, his actual like thing is he wants to start like a dance school with his wife, but everybody else like makes jokes about him being into little girls. So it's like this horrifying concept that's turned on its head at the end, because you find out like he's completely innocent. Like, it's not what you think it is. Whereas this dude, it's very clear that it is exactly what the joke they're making is exactly what he is. And the only joke about him that really made me laugh was at the very end. There's a thing where some thugs are fighting with the group, and one of them knocks a little girl over, and he runs over to help her, and before he does anything, he's like, I'd like to ask your permission before I pick you up. And I just started rolling. So I was like, oh, sure. Now he asked for consent. Kiki's just like sitting over there like in awe of my just rant about this dude.
I've really not been sold on the show, so...
Right.
I'm not gonna... I had already planned to not watch it, and now I'm going to continue to not watch it.
I will state with great vigor, you are missing nothing. Like, the show would have been a solid 8 out of 10 had they not written that character in that fashion. Because beyond him, beyond my rant about it, because he was the one thing that really stuck out to me is, like, that should have never been animated. Like, they should have just left that character alone. And the show would have been a much more interesting story about a bunch of basically hormonal teenage boys learning how to be men. From interacting with women that they objectified. I know I'm really pulling at this, but like, that's what I got out of this. Like, you take away all the stupid sexual humor that sells this stuff, like, and the girls with abnormally large, you know, body parts.
The Zumba Gumbas.
Yeah. Hungala bungala hungala hungala honks. Badaka hungala honks. Just a massive set of gahanga hungala honks. And I mean, and the girl next door, like, just teeny tiny. They're making jokes. One of the other gals has the ability to measure, has the natural ability to measure cup size by feeling. And when all the girls are in the locker room together, they're changing for gym. She does it at one point where she squeezes everybody, and then, like, you know, you're an F cup, you're a G cup, and she gets the little short girl with the big tits, and she goes, you're definitely a G cup. And she, you know, squirms away, and she goes, not G, I. And everybody goes, I cup? Holy moly! You know, and then, like, she pulls the obscenely large brassiere, you know, out of the locker, and everybody has a good laugh. And it's like, all I could think is, that poor girl, she's got eye cup-sized titties. She's like 5 feet tall.
I would like to point out that I am 5'3", and I have J cups.
So, literally, she's you.
There's a reason I'm trying to get that breast reduction.
Oh yeah, I'm not arguing that fact. Like, I like, as a dude who's had to talk to many women with very large body parts, it's like, yeah, I totally get it. Like, my thought wasn't, ha ha ha, she's got giant tits. It was like, that poor girl. Damn, that has to suck so much. I mean, they all have good-sized ones, but, like, that poor girl, like, these things are literally, one of these, by itself, the way they're drawn, is as big as her head. And she's like a full, I mean, she can't be more than 5 feet tall. She's like her eyes are even with the main Yukana's, like, bust line. It's ridiculous. Like, and even the other, like, there's the other two girls, like, one of them is the hidden gal. She's only a gal in private, not in public.
Mm.
She's a tiny C cup. I'm like, a C cup is tiny? Oh my god! Like, there's a whole skit about where they make fun of her having tiny titties, and it's like, I did not realize that these were considered small.
Well, I guess against things like F and G cups.
Yeah, like, I think Yukana's supposed to have F cup? It's just...
Let's see, I started watching, I finished watching Agretsuko.
Wait, what were you watching?
Agretsuko?
I don't think I...
Aggressive Retsuko?
Is that the one about the red panda girl that has like? Oh yeah, I haven't watched that, but I've heard it's really good.
It's adorable. Red panda into death metal.
Right. Mm-hmm. Yeah. She's like an office lady.
Yeah, she works in accounting.
Right.
I'm just your average office lady who's a good girl who gets out all of her emotions to death metal. Because life sucks and I want everyone to die.
Sounds about right.
That's pretty much the show. It's pretty simple. You alright?
Oh no, I'm good, yeah. No. I did so much bemoaning that I gave myself a headache.
You poor thing.
Like, I actually, like, believe it or not, I actually liked my girlfriend as a gal. Like, I bought it because I was like, this is gonna go one of two ways. It's either gonna be really, really good, or it's gonna be a burning train wreck, rolling down the rails. And it was more burning train wreck rolling down the rails, but it was at least amusing the entire time. Like, I actually really enjoyed the interactions between the two main characters. Like, that was cool. Like, I really liked that. I liked their growth. Well, I liked his growth. She was already, like, a pretty well-rounded person character. But, like, his growth was awesome. Like, he grew a lot for that series. But the buddies were just so bad. Well, okay. The one was bad. The other two got better with time until they were actually okay. He was, like, actually pretty cool at the end. Like, he had made friends with all the people in his class, and it came out that because of the way he was changing as a person, it's an harem anime. So basically, he starts to improve as a person, and all the other girls take notice. And suddenly, Yukana's got competition. All the other girls are trying to steal his heart because, like, suddenly he's not a weirdo anymore. Like, what?
A viable human being.
Right. Oh! And I never opened my last box.
You have a box?
I have a box.
There's a box.
A box!
There's always a box.
Right? Hey! I'm all busy now.
Box.
This is a box that's been a year in the making.
Box. There's the box. It's a box.
This thing is huge.
It's only like the size of a baby.
It's like 3 feet long, about a foot deep, foot wide. It's got security tape on it. What? No.
That's not box shaped. That's poster shaped.
don't know if that's coming through or not.
It kinda is. Aria, the animation.
That's cool. So I got like swagger. Remember that's in there. I almost need to get like a shelf for all my swag. This looks promising. Oh,
It's a thing.
shit.
It's a
A coffee mug.
Da-da-da-da.
That's cool.
Wired cup. Also,
I got buttons.
buttons. Yes.
They gave me some fancy looking post-it notes. It's so cool. They got bubbles on them.
I think that's a paw print.
Yeah, it's apparently, from the office of President Area, paw print. I got some stickers. Oh my god, I got stickers. Got some postcards. Oh man, postcards. There's the food graph. I knew if I dug deep enough into my soul, jeez, it's heavy. Oh.
Like, you actually got a DVD in there or something, right?
What's up?
You actually got, like, DVDs or Blu-rays or something, right?
I hope. Oh, yeah. That was what's in the final box. Fancy. And then you've got Area. The Neo Gondolier. And then, as you can see, you got the pretty exclusive Kickstarter box because I paid $350 to be an Elite Prima Kickstarter guy, and it's empty because they haven't actually got the series out yet. Best face. That's the best face. Just, what? Really? So they sent me part 1 of 5. Is this just a? Oh, that's where the patches are. Cool. Patches and. Oh yeah, these are the 3 presidents. That's funny. Or the president and his buddies. Wow, crazy. Well, that was a good way to do that. Just freaking. Well, that'll fill the space until the things show up. Well, that's cool. Yeah, so that's the first 13 episodes? Yep, first 13. And I just got to remember that at some point before too long, I forgot to order the art book that comes with this. So I have to order that at some point. Because I can still do that, because I was a Kickstarter.
You were a what? I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
I was a Kickstarter.
Oh,
I Kickstarted this.
Okay.
So yeah, that was cool. Like, I Kickstarted that like over a year ago, and it just finally came like last week. Although now they say that the rest of the seasons will come a lot faster, because the longest part of it was just getting all the people together and getting the scripts written. Like, now all the scripts are written, so they're just recording it all. So like, I'm supposed to get like, I think they said like season 2's coming in like November. It'll be like every 2 to 3 months we'll get a season for everybody who Kickstarted it, like until like late spring next year, when we'll get the last. It's just 4. I think there's like 4 seasons. I don't know. All I know is it was like the most successful anime Kickstarter they've ever had. Like, they were gonna do 1 season and they got the whole series. I can't tell what that face is trying to tell me.
It's not telling you anything, bud.
It's like, I can't tell if it's bemusement or abject horror.
Man, now I really need to catch up on Adventure Time. Adventure Time just had its series finale, so I should probably catch up on it.
Cool. What else has been interesting lately? I pre-ordered a whole bunch of stuff that's coming out this fall, which is kind of exciting. Not for my bank account, but for everything else.
Your poor bank account.
Did you just scoff at me?
Maybe. Not really.
Oh, okay. I am both amused and terrified to see if the K-On! Collector set sells out when it's print. I get the feeling that at the price they're selling it for, it probably won't go super fast. But I also never underestimate weebs. Because No Game No Life 0 sold out like before the first printing was even off the presses. Apparently the guy who wrote Initial D brought characters from that series into his new series MF Ghost. Like, the main character from Initial D shows up as a side character in MF Ghost.
Not a lot of interesting anime news.
Hmm?
Not a lot of interesting anime news.
No. It's kind of a dry period, for lack of a better word. Somebody recreated the cloud cards in paper graph. That's cool.
Well, that's neat.
Mm-hmm. I don't know if that'll actually look over, but apparently Crunchyroll added Slayer's Season 2 to their streaming catalog.
Yeah, I have to finish Season 1 first. What's Season 2 called next?
Try, I think. No, next. Yeah, Try must be the third season.
Just scroll past the depressing news.
Yeah, not really much going on in the news.
Oh, there is. I just don't want to talk about it. I mean, there's plenty of things Trump's doing, and what's-his-face is having his hearing so that he can be seated. That rapper died.
Right. Burt Reynolds died.
Which is tragic.
Mm-hmm. He was so young. So young.
He was 80-something.
82.
Apparently Cardi B and Nicki Minaj got into it at a party.
Oh, man. Those are rappers, right? I'm assuming those are rappers.
Yes, they are both rappers. They are often mistaken for one another, so they are in a...
Oh, no wonder they got in a fight.
They are in a bit of a feud.
Or are they not?
I think they're technically hip-hop artists. But, whatever. They rap. Oh, and there's a new wildfire in California.
Oh, so exciting.
Because fire season's never over. Never.
Currently, Madoka Magica is getting a sequel. It's based off the game.
Like a proper sequel? And
right.
huh. Which game?
Magica Record, Puli Magic Madoka Magica Gaiden.
Okay, I have no idea which one that is.
It's the one... Hang on. I'm gonna go back and see what I can find. Okay. Magica Record, Pula Bada side story. It's the one... Here, I'll just send you the link to the poster. And all I can think of is, it's like Madoka if she was a fetish model.
Oh, great! Considering they're children.
I mean, I don't know.
Oh, them!
Right, I don't know how to describe that outfit.
Wait, this is the one the stage play is being made out of, too.
Yeah, they're making a 2019 anime.
Okay.
I hope it's less sad than the original, but I imagine it
I
will be.
doubt it.
I know. Hey man, hope springs eternal. Nothing's ever quite lived up to Cardcaptor Sakura.
Which is just so cute.
They always break the cutie these days. Oh, cute magical girl. We're gonna rape her in every way possible, even ways you haven't conceived of yet.
Oh my god. Speaking of cute girls.
Right.
What's it called?
I don't know. What is it called?
I'm gonna get it wrong, so let me go to it.
Okay.
Happy Sugar Life!
Right. I saw bits and pieces of what that looked like that was gonna be. You're saying it's good.
Yes, well, two more episodes. And our yandere has a greater grasp of what she's more willing to do to keep her happy life now.
Mm.
Not that she wasn't willing to murder before, but now just the type of people she is.
Mm. Going after, like, bad people, or...?
Oh no, she went after bad people at the drop of a hat. They were bad people.
Apparently, Blend S is getting a release in America, but it's going to be sub only.
Blend
And
S?
holy shit, it's $125.
Holy shit. What is it?
Blend S.
How do you spell that?
BLEND space S.
Oh, that's on my to-watch list. It's not getting a dub?
No. I don't understand why these companies think they're going to sell this stuff.
It's only like 12 episodes.
Right.
That thing better come with cake or something. It shows about a cafe, that's all I know about it.
Mm-hmm. It looked cute, but like, you're just not going to sell me on...
Pardon.
Okay, so let's see. It'll come with a booklet with cafe-style menu pages. Video extras will include web reviews, episodes 2 to 12, trailers, commercials, and all 6 Texas endings.
Well, if it's sub-only, then you can just watch it on Crunchyroll.
Right. And that's been my argument all along. Like, if you're not going to bother dubbing it, then there's not really a reason to charge $100 for it.
Yeah.
I've never understood Aniplex in America. Like, the series they do dub, they break into like 4 parts and sell them for like, it's like 13 episodes, but each disc is like $60, and it's just like, well, if you want it, you'll buy it. It's like, wow, that's a lot of money. Because they've done Charlotte, Asterix Wars, what else have I seen come out from them? Those are the 2 that stick in my head. Sword Art Online is them, which the box set for season 1 is still, I think, like $160.
Jeez.
I know, right?
I don't even want to watch that show, but fuck.
Right? I'm waiting for the Christmas sale. I'm hoping it'll be one of the sale items this year, and I might get it for a little bit less. I mean, I flinched at the K-On! collector set being $160. Like, and I like that show.
That was technically a steal.
Yeah, I mean, you saw the original price in that photo I sent you, like,
Yeah.
$260. I mean, I'm not complaining. I just, like, that's one of the ones where, like, I'm probably going to regret it later when it's on sale in 6 months for, like, $100, but, like, I just don't want to miss out on the set. I wanted it on Blu-ray, but that was, like, the easiest way to do it, since if I bought each part individually, it still would have been about the same price. Holy crap, the author of Slayers is releasing their first new light novel in 18 years.
Wow.
I'm shocked to say the least. Crazy. October.
Of course there's a Fortnite Monopoly.
Hmm?
There's a Fortnite edition of Monopoly.
Of course. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Put my ice pack in the freezer.
That's where our spec should go.
Transmission interrupted. Reconnecting transmission.
Oh, so apparently we have Oreos now.
Ooh,
So that's
Oreos.
fun. They're Halloween Oreos. They have orange filling.
Isn't it a bit early? Oh, I want an Oreo. You dick.
Jack-o'-lantern.
Fine, without my sugar.
No, it's always like posting Halloween shit this time of year. I figured I would just go with the flow. The cookies seem crunchier than normal, though, so maybe they changed something this year.
Texas man rammed TV station with truck full of conspiracy flyers.
I see. Something, it's turning the frogs gay.
Repeatedly rammed his truck into the side of the news station. Appeared to be mentally ill. No, really? You wanna call it?
I guess, because we kind of just run dry.
Oh well. It's not the end of the world.
It happens.
Thank you once again for listening to the Super Happy Fun Jabbertron Tea Party podcast with Kiki and Cupcake. Ceylon Tea is divided into 3 groups. Higher up country, Udarata, mid country, Medarata, and low country, Pahatharata tea, based on the geography of the land on which it is grown. Farewell and be safe, my fellow internet beings.
So, good night, Cupcake.
Good night, Kiki.
Transmission terminated.